Okay, so I'll put the previous episode in the link down below. We kind of we really went through the vehicle, fixed a couple small things, and diagnosed a bunch of stuff. So I got some parts, so we're gonna start putting them in, and I'm gonna put them in order of part I'm most excited to install to least excited. First things, if you remember, I was getting nervous, I guess, about the oil pressure, and I actually did some more research. I forgot to mention the last video. So it's actually a common thing for the 2005-2006 Xterra. It has the live oil pressure gauge, and actually what was happening was perfectly normal, but it freaked me out, and apparently it also freaked out consumers back in the day because they changed the oil pressure gauge, just an on-off switch essentially, in midway through 06. So I was used to driving this platform of Nissan, like Pathfinder, Frontiers. They're the newer ones, so you turn it on and the oil gauge would peg right in the middle. So that was kind of the standard I was chasing on this thing, but it turns out I was just chasing a non-existent problem. So next on the list, I am replacing the VIAS solenoid. If you guys watched the last episode, we're having a code for this. I checked power and control at our plug, and that was good. So I suspected the solenoid was bad. I was also playing around with it off camera. I was able to like slightly apply power to it and toggle it and kind of get it to move, but I believe this is the reason why. So yeah, so right now I have a multimeter set up to the old solenoid, and I'm getting 550, I believe. I think that's right on the 2000 scale. 55. So if I do that same test on my new solenoid on the same scale, I get much lower resistance. So 30, I believe that's 300, because 2000s will be 2000. I'm not too sure. That's going to bug me now. I'm pretty sure that's 290. I'll search it up, but anyway, so the resistance is about half, so that actually makes sense. Let's apply power to this old one and see if it'll move. Okay, so I'm going to apply power to the old solenoid. Let's see if we hear it click. Clicks a little bit, but it actually does feel like it could be stuck. It doesn't seem to be moving fully. Let's see what happens when we do the same to the new one. Okay, so we'll try the new one here. Feels about the same, but again, the resistance was like half, so the computer may not send it that much amperage to actually overcome the resistance. So anyway, we did our tests. I'm just kind of goofing around at this point. So gonna get in this new solenoid, and that should fix our engine light that we're having. All right, it is a new day and we have new parts. So first we have the fan pulley. I'm most excited about this because that should get rid of our belt noise, which is quite annoying. And this is also something I'm pretty curious about. I got these catalytic converters on Amazon. Auto Shack, I've used them before. Like, they're obviously a cheaper economy brand, but like at least they're an established brand, like that has a brand name and sells repetitive parts, not just drop shipping crap. So yeah, I mean, it could be drop shipping crap because of the price. These were $65 Canadian, so like 50 bucks US. I don't care so much about the efficiency, I guess. Like, I do have codes, so I'm curious if it gets rid of that. And if it doesn't, I have spacers I'm going to put in the O2 sensors. I don't have emissions regulations or anything like that, but I really just bought it for this cover because mine's vibrating like crazy, and then my old ones weren't sealing. So really, I just want the vibration to be gone, and then I want it to seal well. So we'll get that in there first, but I'm going to do this because that will be the easiest. So I have the new bracket switched over. Had to reuse the pulley, which is a little annoying, but like, you can see the difference in color there, but I don't really feel much groove, so I don't think it'll give us a problem. So I'm going to install this new guy. So we're at the top end of the motor and I just have it torn apart here. First reason why is because this valve cover was leaking just from the back corner. I had some extra gaskets for it, so I just threw a set of gaskets on it. And then while I'm up here, I have to get on the cat, see if we can see right there. There's that one nut that's facing me on the cat, and the other two are facing towards the cat. And this, actually, now I look at this plug. So I am going to take that bolt off, disconnect the plug, do the same thing on the other side because I have that set of cheap cats I showed you guys earlier. Well, I've successfully created a mess, but at least I got the catalytic converters out so we can see the empty space where they used to be. Then we can see this is the driver's cat, so you can see like all that broken corroded shield. So that's exactly where my vibration was coming through the floor. So pretty confident these new ones will fix it. So I'm just going to get all the O2 sensors transferred, everything cleaned up and get the new ones in. Just a quick observation I made here while switching over the O2 sensors. First, would this be the time to replace all the O2 sensors? Absolutely. But they're working just fine as is for now. And I'm trying to keep this thing on a budget, so I'm just going to leave them. But I think I will get rid of my emissions code because all these old cats, like a bunch of dust from the honeycomb material, is coming out when I tap it there. And then if you look at it with the light, I don't know, with the light it doesn't look too bad, but it still looks like a little dark because this one, the honeycomb material is much lighter, so I wonder if that's what it should look like. But I was just actually talking about with my grandpa, these cats again has cost me $65 Canadian for both, so it's like $50 USD. So I'm very curious if these are actually gonna, like, if they're gonna work to filter the exhaust and keep my emissions lights off. If not, these are the secondary cats. So for those of you that don't know, this is your upstream O2 sensor that detects the air to fuel ratio for the engine, for the combustion. And then that's your downstream, which tells the computer how well these cats, there's actually secondary cats there too. So primary, secondary, that's in between the cats. That tells the computer how well your cats is filtering the exhaust. I was getting emissions codes, so that tells me these cats are shot. And like I said, confirmed with the honeycomb material falling apart. So long story short, I'm curious if these cheap cats are going to keep my code off. If not, I'm going to break those O2 sensors loose. So you can get these anti-foulers, are called, and you put them in between the secondary O2 sensor and the exhaust. Then it creates like a little pocket of the air there to trick the O2 sensor computer to think that the exhaust is being filtered properly. So like I said, first going to test if those cats actually work. And again, I don't really care. I just wanted to fix that noise, whatever that is. And if they don't work, then like I said, I'm going to break these loose. So it'll be much easier to install these foulers while they're in the car in the future if these don't work. The fact that the cat's bolted up, I'm already impressed for the price. I was thinking too, actually, if you guys watch my previous episodes on this thing, I've actually replaced the whole exhaust system now. Like I've replaced this rear section, this muffler, this crossover pipe. The only pieces I haven't replaced are these secondary cats, but the primary cats have been replaced, and then obviously the headers. So let's lower it down, and then I had all this stuff apart from doing the valve cover gasket, so let's put all this back together and see how she runs and sounds with the new exhaust. All right, guys, I think it's safe to say, knock on plastic, that this thing is finally mechanically sorted. I'm driving at 100 kilometers an hour here, 60 miles per hour. So far, I have no light on the dash. It's way more quiet than it's ever been. I found a couple leaks in the exhaust system when I was redoing it, but now it's like whisper quiet. All I can hear is the loud tires. It doesn't pull anywhere. I fixed the sway bar links. My oil pressure is good. And I'm looking at our sensor 2 values there. See how they're at like 0.7 volts? That's perfect. So I think actually those catalytic converters are good as well. I searched for an efficient reading. They should be reading between 0 to 1 volt, and I'm at like 0.7 volts while cruising along the highway. So hopefully the light doesn't come back on. But yeah, that is one happy car. I was just talking to my grandpa and my brother, telling them how excited I am, and I don't think they realize how much work I've put into this thing. Like, I've been working on it, you know, on and off for a year. I've rebuilt the heads, I've done the timing chain, I've redone the whole exhaust system, I've done the suspension, done the belt drive, but it's all worth it just for this moment. Just to show you guys from the outside here, obviously my fans are ripping away as I was just on the highway when I showed it to you. That's actually one thing I'd like to do. I never put my mechanical fan back on. One, because it's noisy, and then two, it's always in the way when I work on the vehicle. So I'd like to put a second electric fan on it and then wire it in just to run off that other fan. But yeah, like it's perfectly quiet. Like there's no exhaust leaks. I finally fixed the belt squeal. No smoke coming from this side. No smoke coming from this side where my valve cover was leaking. I've replaced those coolant fittings. I've done the radiator, new rad hoses. Like I said, whole new belt drive. Like, this thing is perfect. No oil leaks underneath, which is nice too. Everything's all good from the outside. Got the big tires on there. A little dirty, but that's expected. Definitely won't be the first time it's dirty. No rust, which is nice, just as a reminder. Well, okay, there's these tiny little spots. That's actually kind of starting to get a little worse. So I'm definitely going to do a video on that, cleaning up the rust spots and the rest of the cosmetics on it. Put the hitch on. That's looking good. She's pretty mint, guys. So yeah, I think it's safe to say, cross my fingers, knock on hood, that this thing's finally mechanically sorted after a year of on and off working on this thing. So next up, I'd like to work on the cosmetics. Like I said, I have some nice dark gray paint. I'm gonna repaint the wheels, fix that rust I just showed you, put a winch on it, so that'll be a fun video, and then build a platform in the back I'll show you how I build a platform in the back so me and my wife can sleep back there, and then I'll probably do a vlog style thing our first weekend when we take this camping. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys like the video, and if you do, if you could do me a favor, some sort of like or comment would definitely help, and then especially subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before the end of this summer, so August 2026. Thanks, guys.